Oh, see, that's a backdrop. You
Yeah,
like that
right?
backdrop?
No,
That's right.
I mean, me personally, no.
No, but I'm saying, well, thank you. We know where your fandom resides. But Nico, hey, great to have you on. And we're making fun of it in a good way because they keep saying Eric Kratz looks like he's in a prison cell or something right now. And you've got like absolutely pristine connection, the great Cubs backdrop behind you. Did you see? How you doing? Thanks for coming on. Did you hear about that no hitter in the minor league game where the Trash Pandas gave up 1 billion runs?
Yeah, I heard about it. I think that'd be definitely a funny game, like post game on the winning or losing side. Just kind of come back to the locker room, just look around, like what just happened. I mean, everyone in the entire locker room had an offer, but you also won. Like just kind of a funny energy, I'd imagine.
Nico, you got hi buddy, first off, I miss you. Secondly, you're one of the few leftover guys kind of over the turnover of the Cubs over the last couple seasons, about you and Hap and a few others. What's the clubhouse like these days? How's the camaraderie and how are the guys meshing together with all the new faces?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely an important spring for us, just with as many new people as we've had. I think one of the coolest things about the guys that we've brought in this year is there's a lot of guys that have won the World Series. You know, you have a lot of champions from different places coming in here and at different points in their careers and things like that, obviously. But to have guys that have actually done it, I think is pretty significant and really high character guys. And it's been a fun group already and really looking forward to it.
What do each of those guys bring? Like, what does Dansby bring besides 100 hits in the first series? What does Dansby bring that Cody doesn't bring? Or like, you know, they got their World Series rings, but like, what do each of them bring? Like those two guys specifically.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they're at different points in their careers. Obviously, Dansby has just signed a huge free agent deal, and then Cody's on a 1-year deal, and so those are differences right there. But both come with a lot of motivation, and I think they're both at a place where they're in a good place to be the best versions of themselves. I think the nice thing about the guys that have come in is that it doesn't feel like anyone has to be anything other than what they've done their whole careers, which is just be the best version of themselves. And I think we got a staff that really makes that possible. I mean, they're both they're very different guys, but Dansby's been incredible to watch, especially on the defensive side, just how easy that he makes the game look. And Cody as well, and playing up the middle with both those guys is a pretty special thing for sure.
Are you pissed at Dansby? Did you tell Dansby, look, dog, like I was the shortstop. I'm gonna let you play short, but if you suck, I'm gonna take your spot. Like, did you have that discussion yet?
haven't had it yet. You think that'd be a good go-to though at this point? Like, probably should have done it with an introduction, right? First thing, but maybe I'll have it now. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to it now. You can definitely go to it now because now he's feeling comfortable. He feels good. Like he's like, 2 for 4. What's the score? You go up to him and be like, look, one, you got to pay for all of my meals because you're making more than I am, even though, hey, congrats, you got a nice little extension. I like that for you. Good for you.
Thank you.
But two, yeah, you gotta set. That's how you know where you stand in a clubhouse. You don't have to punch somebody in the face, but you gotta make sure you still got street cred. And you're like, look, I was the guy last year. You can be the guy for a little bit, but no, I'm looming.
Yeah, maybe I'll pick my spot. I'll feel it out. Yeah.
Nice.
Listen, I got to work with Nico in the 2020 season at second base a bunch. I think we would pick each other's brains. I think I would try to help him, and by the end of the ground ball session, I was like, oh, I think he's doing it right. I think he's doing it better than I am, actually. Moving back to second now, are you getting more comfortable seeing your name in the lineup every more? You're not kind of in and out of it. It's nice to be there every day. You can find a little rhythm. You have a routine. You're getting ready for every game knowing you're probably in there. Have you seen the difference?
Definitely. I mean, last year was the most extended stretch of baseball I've ever played, and I know anyone who's played this game at this level knows that like you don't really have a sense of what it is until you've done the full 162, 6 months of playing every day. And so I definitely feel like just as a player in general, regardless of position, I got a better sense of what that actually means now. And playing second base, I mean, I've played more short in my life, but I played enough second that it doesn't feel like a big adjustment. But I like that there's no more shifts. I think it brings out a lot of the best qualities of infielders. I think the game's in a good place with that, and yeah, I'm feeling good over there.
So you remember all the important stuff I told you, right? That I
Yes,
taught you?
yeah.
It's okay, good. Good.
Been
Just
so
making
lucky
sure.
to have veterans like you.
Hey,
Hey,
Nico.
you had 20. Did I get this right? You had 20 bags last year?
Yeah.
With the new rules and the new bases, first I want to know which affects it more. The 4.5 inches, is that huge? And is it the new bases, or is it the disengagements that are going to have you have 39 bases this year?
That's a good number. I think the disengagements. I think pitchers can be pretty binded by that. They use a pickoff early in an at bat, and it's an advantage for the runner, and definitely going to take advantage of that. Maybe I'm thrown out by 4.5 inches a couple times in the past, and I won't be this year. But when I'm on base, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking more about the disengagements, and I think it'll be pretty fun.
Nico, did you get a congratulations text from Jason Kipnis when you signed your extension, and did he give you any advice on how you should celebrate?
I don't think I got a text from him, but
he gets a lot of different texts from me for that on different things.
I think definitely was lucky to play around a lot of guys who had been through like the financial side of baseball in a lot of different ways in their careers when I was younger, and just like seeing guys play in a free agent year or a platform year, or guys who've signed extensions or things like that. And there's no like right way to do it within all that. I think it is interesting though, having seen other guys been through different situations, and then you just make the best choice for yourself that you can, and you go from there. And I feel good about where I'm at.
Did you, Nico, you live where in Chicago? Just the neighborhood?
Wicker Park area, generally.
Okay, great. Okay, that's a good area. I was just up there this weekend. It was freezing. I'm guessing you're at Wrigley right now.
Yes, I am.
What is it like to play in that hellhole every day? Please tell me. Because they loved me every time I went to Wrigley. Nothing but a standing ovation.
Absolutely.
So being a Cali kid, you're in Chicago, it's freezing. What's it like to walk out? Listen, I love going to Wrigley because when you walked out, it was great. I mean, you walked out, you see the scoreboard, you see the whole deal. You used to be able to see the whole city kind of behind me. So what's it like when you take the field every day? Did you growing up in Cali on WGN, did you say, man, if I ever get to walk out on Wrigley, what's going to be like? Now you get to do it every day?
Yeah, I mean, I grew up an A's fan, and I did go to the Coliseum a lot, and I appreciate it, but it's very different. I think.
I mean, they have running water at Wrigley, so that's a start.
Take the positives, right? Yeah. No, dude, playing here is ridiculous. We're so spoiled. You guys have heard that before, but and it hasn't even been that cold so far this year, so that's been huge. But no, we're so lucky. I mean, it's hopefully something I never get used to, and the kind of thing that like, whether it's in the middle of August or early April, like there's always going to be an energy there. And if you're not feeling like excited and grateful to be in the show playing here, like it's not going to happen anywhere, I don't think. So feeling very lucky to be here for sure.
When you wake up, do you check the flags? I know when I was going to Wrigley, we were driving up Lakeshore. First thing you do is which way is the water going? Because that would tell you if it's blowing in or out.
Oh, you can definitely get caught up in the wind traps. I mean, we probably won't see the flags doing much but blowing in or blowing across to left probably till like July or so. But man, it's a beast. It can be the best place in the world to hit or the worst, and sometimes in between, but it's usually one of those two. And so you just hope that over the course of the year it ends up evening out pretty well and things will be all right. But
Wrigley,
man, you never know. There's been some serious warning track balls already when you see guys in the game just looking up at the sky like what just happened. And Texas comes in, they play in a dome, and then come here and it's like, what are all these elements and what's going on? And it's they have a good lineup. I mean, it's a different beast.
Who I talked to people that played in LA and people played in Chicago for an entire year, and they talk about the celebrities in LA, and they say it's nothing like the celebrities that come in Chicago. So who is the biggest celebrity, or who you were like, dang, I can't believe I'm meeting that person?
Conor McGregor, when he walked through, was he had like a different kind of presence for sure. I feel like he had like the most like perfectly tailored suit I've ever seen before. I think he just like, and the way he carried himself, and he was injured at the time, I think, because he had a cane. I think he had hurt his ankle recently, but just the way he carried himself, the size of the group he had with him, like I'd never seen anything like that, and I just kind of just watched him go by, and it was I'm doing whatever, getting ready for the game, and he just kind of walks by. You're like, oh, like that's different. But I think part of it is I was here at the tail end of those winning teams here, but it's different when the team is winning here, and so I think that's something you kind of earn too with the energy and the people around the clubhouse and things like that. So hopefully we're back to a level of excitement where that's drawing people in too.
Nico, the correct answer to that question was David Ross.
Yeah, Dancing with the Stars. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That was one of the things that I regret most that I didn't get to do. In 2020, it was the lockout, or I'm sorry, it was the COVID year. So I got to play there, hometown. It's where I'm from, and not one fan in the stadium. So empty stadiums. The good trade-off was the scrimmages we got to do for that spring training 2.0. If you're playing in like a dead quiet Chicago city, but you're scrimmaging in Wrigley, was pretty awesome. Well,
man, there were some things from that whole year that just like it just doesn't.
You just roll with the punches.
Real. Well, I mean, I think a moment lost in all of that. It was pretty sad actually, but funny too is when we went back to Cleveland and you tip your hat to the empty stadium, and it's just like, man, you put so much time in there, you won so much, and just it would have been awesome to have that moment. You handled it well, but God, I would have loved to have seen that. And
see why I love this guy?
Yeah.
It's good. So we would always hit together, me and Nico, to give people the backstory. And Jake Cronenworth on the Padres. So we had our little second base university going. And you guys know what a big fan I am of both of you. And congratulations again on those extensions to each of you. They're asking me here what kind of nickname you got. And I wanted to do pipes. I wanted to try to get the video of you crushing the cages that we couldn't hit there anymore. Do you have a nickname yet? Has anybody given you one there?
Dude, I mean, Nico is technically a nickname. My name's Nicholas, but I mean, some people call me Neek, but that's about it. I've never really had a nickname. That's not maybe I need to.
It's just too smooth. We got to get you one here down the road.
I earned something along the way. I know they've been trying to figure out like something for Dansby and me, but I don't know. Things take time. It's all good.
Time is on your side.
He had a recommendation, didn't he?
Pipes, I thought.
Pipes.
So the backstory is he just crushed one of the pipes above our cage and flooded the entire place, and we all had to kind of abandon ship, and we probably did the worst job of trying to soak up any of the water that was coming out.
Yeah.
Basically putting paper towels down.
We thought it was a sprinkler at first that was just dripping down, but it was an entire pipe system, which is probably sewage. And the whole place had about 3 or 4 inches of water across the entire surface by the end of it, and we started out like dabbing it with paper towels.
We just said, "Hey, Noel, we'll see you next week. Come, you got this."
Yeah. We're out of here. That was the last one.
Hey, Kip, when you go to Stanford, you don't get nicknames. When you go to ASU, you need nicknames, but at Stanford, we're too smart. We don't do nicknames.
Well, and they don't know how to clean up.
We go by our proper name only. Our proper.
ASU,
names.
we can't remember the full names.
Yeah, that's why you got nicknames.
Hey, he's getting there. He's gonna get one.
Hey, maybe. Nico, what's your walk-up song this year?
I kept one of them from last year. It's Tequila Shots by Kid Cudi, and then the other one I'm using is called 4 a.m. Bay Bridge Music by Andre Nicotina.
So what's the balance? How do you decide which one to use when? Is it for first 2 at bats, second 2?
Yeah, alternate at bats. I've gone up as high as 4, so kind of one an at bat for the game. That was a little much. But I probably won't switch too much, honestly. Like I don't really mix up that much. You see guys go through a lot, but I kind of keep it as is. Yeah.
Are you pissed when you're like, all right, now they played tequila shots last time? You're like, dang it, I don't get any hits when I get this. Like, maybe they can play tequila shots again. Like, are you thinking that in your head?
I mean, as hitters, we've all been through our superstitions and craziness. Of course, they're really inconvenient. I try and stay away from them. As far as same batting gloves, same bat, all of those things. I try as best I can. I'm obviously aware of all those things, like all of us are, but I do my best to avoid those. So try not to associate that too much.
So Nico, this is how old I am. I was there at the first game. They allowed walk-up music for the Cubs.
Oh, yeah.
White Sox. I'll never forget.
Jesus.
Ryan Terrio was
long.
so pumped because it used to just be organ music.
Yeah.
So they'd play do. So we're playing the Cubs, and Ryan Terrio, I think, was leading off, and he comes up, and it was like Taylor Swift, or I don't know what it was. And he was so excited. I'm like, dude, why are you so happy? He's like, we get walk-up songs now. Yeah.
The big leagues.
Yeah, he's like, finally. And then you guys have the full club in your clubhouse now. I mean, your locker room looks like a club, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it's funny when people come here for the first time, new players, and it's kind of like it's a bit of a maze. It's a circular maze of sorts. And guys, you can see they're trying to play it cool, but they really have no idea where they are or what direction the field is or the cafeteria or anything. And you kind of see a couple laps, and then they kind of orient themselves and figure it out. But we're pretty spoiled here. We got it good.
You keep living the good life, Nico. Enjoy it. We'll get you a nickname by next time. Kip's
Yeah,
first day
I'm
here
open.
on the show, so he's working on it. He's open to it, Kip. So it's on you, man.
I love
Call up
it.
your ASU
I
buddies.
love
Let's
it.
get it going. Thanks,
Deal.
Nico. Good luck
Yeah,
today,
of
man.
course.
Later, buddy.
Thank you.